Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lord Live TV here with the video today about a BXQ on the map Cache, and I'm going to be doing it for HSG, which is an academy from Greece. So you guys should check that out. It's going to be This video is going to be uploaded basically to both my channel and HSG's channel. So if you're watching this from HSG, come check out my channel, Lord Live TV. And if you're watching this from my personal channel, go check out HSG because it's great, and there's also a lot of other videos on there that will help you improve and learn the game at a higher level. But let's get right into it. So today, basically what I'm going to be showing you guys is a BXQ that starts off as what looks like a regular B main control default and turns into an execute that involves uh, these two smokes and these two Molotovs to Molotov out the site as well. This Molotov's out headshot and default, and this Molotov's out backside. And then your main choke points are smoked off as well. Usually heaven isn't as much of a problem, so no utility on the execute will be thrown there, but obviously once you guys take the trades into the site, you can use Molotovs and smokes here as well. So I'm going to go through each person's point of view. First, you're going to have the point of view of the person who is going to be faking mid control. I'd recommend that you do any kind of mid control that your team does with that like your team would do for another strat. So if that could involve smoking Z at the beginning of the round, then you would do that. So it's all up to how your team plays the map in general. So it could be a number of different ways to fake it. Once he's done faking mid control, he's going to make his way to the B main, and he's going to walk. By the time he gets here, this smoke will already be up, and this will be mollied. So pretty much all he has to do is, if there's a smoke here, he's going to flash through it, right? And he's going to come take control of this close B main area, and he's going to hold the checkers push while his team sets up for the execute. Eventually he's going to be flashed out through the smoke. He's basically going to come up and entry up the bomb site, either through headshot or up the ramp, depending on if you guys use utility heaven. That is optional. So in our case, he will be entering more towards headshot. But these players will be trying to get out of the way of the fire, so most of the time he's going to be looking for kills of people trying to jump on top of this box, or on his way towards headshot lane, he's going to be looking for kills for someone first oranges. So the next point of view that we have is the player who's coming here at the beginning of the round, and he's basically going to smoke off B main. What I do to line up the smoke is I just get up against this back wall and line up this left wall with the windows, and then aim to the right of whatever this is, the top of this corner. Oh wow, what a fail. So then you're just gonna walk up till you get run up till you get close to the end of that wall, and it's going to be a perfect B main smoke. That one was a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter. There you go. So what he's gonna do after this is he's going to come here and Molotov the checkers under the vent. When you throw this Molotov, make sure you aim high and you bounce it off this corner, and make sure you run with it too. Don't just take a step and throw, because you want to make sure that it's deep so that it expands through all the way into the back of this checkers area. And once he's done with that, he is basically going to group up with his teammate that is also coming from faking mid control, and they're going to hold here, getting ready to be flashed out through this smoke to entry the bomb site. So these are your two entry players. The next point of view is, oh, also, forgot to mention one thing. The player who does this in his control will also come here and break the glass with his Glock. You can shoot right through this dark stain here, and it will break this glass. if he misses it, obviously a player coming over here can come break it, but it's good if the player who's faking the default does it, because usually that would be done in a default anyways. So now we've done the 2 point of views of the entry fraggers. Now we're going to be talking about the supports, I guess you could say, because they're going to be throwing the main grenades that will be going into the site. So first, the first smoke that will be lined up is this smoke right here. And you're going to aim in between these 2 marks on these pipes. And you might have to zoom in on the video or something to see this, but it is these pipes right here. And basically what he's going to do is he's going to do a step throw, and it is going to smoke off this position, this end of checkers. Basically what this allows for the terrorists is to cut off anyone playing from the checkers area, to single the person out that is playing the site. So after, on the execute call, this will basically be what this player is doing. He's coming here, throwing this smoke, and then coming to get flashed through the smoke like this. And he's going to run in through the smoke like that. So, yes, that is his point of view. One more time just so you get a more realistic view of what it looks like. I'm going to do it with a smoke there. He'll be doing that on the execute. He does it after a step, and then the flash should be coming right about while he's still backpedaling into the smoke, and he's going to be coming out and entering the site just with his other entries. So now we have gone over like the main people who are taking the site. Now we have the hard support player here throwing majority of the nades. I would suggest that if a member of your team is having an op during this round, or your opper, right, I would recommend that your opper does this, because with an op in this strat, he's pretty much useless jumping through this smoke, so I would make him your main support player during this strategy. So basically what your opper is going to do is at the beginning of the round, he's going to come to the sunroom position behind this crate to prepare throwing his nades. What he does have to be careful of is an opper coming from right here, sorry. And what this Molotov does is that it counters an opper being able to hold that angle. Once that Molotov fades though, he has to be careful, so I would recommend stay crouched if you delay it, but it should not be delayed at all, because this is a fast strat once that B-main smoke is popped. So basically this player's nade combo is going to be CT spawn smoke. So I'll show you what this guy throws. You just aim at this little nut on the wall here. And I do have to say, sometimes this does leave a little bit of a gap in it, so you guys should spam that side of the smoke. But most of the time it hits perfectly. So this is the first nade he throws. So on the execute call, let me just show you exactly what he does, and then I'll show you. Oh, that was awful. I'll show you, alright, well, I'll just show you the Molotov. The Molotov that he does is a headshot Molotov. Pretty much you just come up to the corner of this sign, pretty much anywhere here, and you just aim at the top of this brick. It'll molly headshot, and it will molly off the default position, right? So, here, and there. Alright, so the next thing that he does after this is he comes to this corner where his player throwing the smoke previously was. He's just going to aim right below the corner of this, bottom right corner of this lamp and this light fixture on the ceiling, and he's going to throw a flashbang. Right? It's a perfect flashbang, pops perfectly to flash anyone in the B-bomb site, even someone in snacks, so yes. So to give you a full view of what his nade combo looks like, on the execute call, this is exactly what he will be doing. Smoke, coming up against this wall, molly, flashbang. And he should be doing this as fast as possible. There's his smoke, there's his molly, and there's the flashbang. So this is pretty much the most important guy in this execute, so make sure that you get these nades down, and make sure that your opper is the one doing this, because after he throws these nades, he's pretty much just going to be going. The smoke is still pretty much going to be up, but it's going to be fading by now. If it's your opper, I would recommend him just holding. Well, he'll be help trading kills with our next player's point of view, which he's going to be in charge of checkers, and he's going to be watching heaven for his team for the after plant and holding B main control, as the bomb should be planted for B main, which I forgot to mention. The bomb should be with one of your entry fraggers. I would suggest probably the guy who throws this smoke, but it can really be any of the first 3 people that are going through the smoke. So the next point of view we have is the guy who will be in charge of taking checkers control after you after the execute, and he will be in charge of the vent rotate as well for the after plant. So at the beginning of the round, he's going to wait for the B main control to be done by his player who's doing the smoke that lands right here at the B main choke point, and the molly to land at the checkers point choke point. He will then walk to here, be careful about checkers, and he will set up for a backside molly. There's a number of ways that this molly can be done, but I do it this way. So I go right up to the middle of this fence here, and I simply just aim at the corner of this thing poking out of the wall here, and this will molly back sight. So there's another way you can do it. I'm pretty sure it's this, where you come into this corner and you pretty much aim at these bolts. You can do whatever molly that you want, that one or this one. So after he does this molly, so on the execute call, he does this molly, and then he's going to run towards checkers and just throw a flashbang off this wall. This will make anyone in checkers want to try and get just like a little bit messed up by this flashbang, decide to dodge it somehow, right? And it'll give him time to come here with his gun out and do this smoke for under the vents. This smoke is really useful because this player who's going to be taking checkers control by himself doesn't want to have to worry about his upper right as he's trying to clear someone who could possibly be back checkers. Also, it's hard for him too at the same time, because a lot of times this smoke will be really advantageous for someone hiding around back checkers. So he pretty much has to wait for this smoke to fade to clear back checkers, because it does kind of give an advantage to someone holding back here. But once this smoke for vent is up, basically you aim in right here. It's really good smoke. It makes it so that anyone trying to fight checkers from in the vent is pretty much useless. And if they're trying to come out of it, it's a really easy kill for this player. But this player is eventually, just as his team is taking the site, gonna get to the back checkers position and be in charge of the vent rotate. And yeah, so basically this execute is really good for when you're on a low buy and you have a low economy. Maybe you have tech 9s and you're on a force buy, because it gives you these close engagements, really fast, really explosive strategy, usually to catch the counter-terrorists off guard. It's really useful when, and this is how it should be used, is when you're out of your default, the guy who plays B main is doing this B main control default a lot, so that they get used to these smoke and molotovs and the breaking of the glass, so that it doesn't give it away. But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. One more thing to mention is that you should always designate one of these players getting flashed through the smoke to come and check snacks too at the very beginning, and then look towards the site. But that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. Leave any comments or like critiques of how you like to use this play, when it would be good to use, how it could be done better, any flaws in the strategy, and how to counter as CT. You leave that in the comments section below. Give it a like if you like the strategy that I've shown you today. But yeah, so this has pretty much been inspired to me by Existence, and the French scene has just been doing it for a really long time. So thanks for watching, guys, and that's Lord Live TV signing out.